Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lisa, your MC for this evening. A very warm welcome to everyone present tonight. A big thank you to Terra Malaysia for hosting this health program. Having Dr. Prabhu Kumar, Raju, an ENT and epigenetic specialist, sharing with us his precious professional knowledge is such a privilege. Don't you think so? True, right? Before we begin, Brian would reveal some slides of the latest terahertz activities. Do you, Brian? Wow. During the recent Lunar New Year period, Brian and Mr. George, they are so excited during this New Year season. They have gone everywhere to meet up with so many leaders. Brian and Mr. George have been traveling from north to south, stopping at different states, hosting meetings after meetings, as you can see in the slide. They are sharing on the goodness of Terra's water. Not forgetting, in the midst of their busy schedules, they also visited some community institutions, bringing Terra's water device to them, also blessing them in other forms. Last 2 weeks, as we know, they have been traveling to Sabah and Sarawak too. They met up with many leaders sharing this great income opportunity. Most of all, they were also excited to receive so many wonderful testimonies and feedback from those terahertz water device users who have benefited and their health improved tremendously. It is such a blessing to so many local communities. If you are curious and excited to hear some of their testimonies, do log in to Terahertz Malaysia Facebook. I'm sure with all their experience, you would be amazed and able to share this terahertz water device to many others. Let them be blessed. For me, I'm super excited because in the midst of distributing water to my local folks, I would always get very good.
Yes.
Water means life.
Teresa.
Sorry.
Your video is off, then your sound is a bit garbled.
Oh dear. How about now?
Yeah, good, great.
Hello?
Yes, okay.
Brian, is it okay?
Yeah, now okay. Now okay.
Hi, Brian. Hi, Brian.
You hear me or not? Okay.
Can hear you?
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Because here, heavy rain. Something wrong, I think. Okay. So, yes, water means life. As we have heard such saying, the matter is between life and death. Isn't that sound familiar? So every day we are living in the midst of choice making. So let's choose wisely. So without further ado, let's invite our respectful speaker, Dr. Prabhu Kumar, to share his episode 58, titled The Tree of Life. Wow, awesome, right? Let's give him a round of applause.
Teresa cannot hear. Can I start or what?
Yeah, yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, fantastic.
Sorry, I think.
No worries, no worries. We'll take over and then make the session more meaningful and more joyful for them to listen. Anyway, fantastic evening to every one of you down there who have been here to listen to this every Sunday's talk and the tree of life. It's a very beautiful thing. Most of the time, we human beings fail to look at the nature for us to learn a lot of things. At the end of the day, it is our intelligence that we need to look into where we can upgrade ourselves to become better. That means we need to evolve in whatever existing situation. And of course, you all might be wondering, it's a terahertz thing, and then what this doctor is going to talk. Not to worry, there is a lot of beautiful connection there, and then we will go, as we go through, we will be able to see what exactly I mean, and then how we can correlate this beautiful tree of life. In reality, I am comparing a tree to our human path of life, which is very, very important for us to know the basics of the functionality of a human being, and the tree is so much similar that we have to look into those benefits as what a tree is doing. And coming to this 58th episode, it's a fantastic journey. Thank you very much. And thank you, George. And thank you, Brian. Thank you, Madam Linda, and everyone of down there who have been a wonderful soul. Thank you very much. Now, going into the tree of life. What exactly does the tree mean? TREE. What does it mean? Is to really enjoy every moment of life. That's what is the tree. And the tree basically is something which has been so beautiful that in our journey of life, it gives a lot of useful day-to-day things for us in our journey of life. But we fail to understand that we are also the same, wherein we need to be like a tree. But there are a lot of beautiful things which we can see as we go through the slides here. Now, this is something very beautiful. 80%, if I say this, don't be surprised that 80% of the human beings fall into the category which you see on the left side, which is got less roots, but the tree out there looks very, cozy and then big. But these are the trees get uprooted very easily when there is a storm, when there is a tsunami-like situation, when there is a earthquake. It will just come out because the roots are not strong enough. Whereas on the other side, you see when it is a deep-rooted tree with the trunk really strong and big, it can sustain any kind of situation wherein you should be able to see the tree being stronger. And of course, it stays there for years together. We would have seen a lot of trees which is 100 years old, 200 years old, 1,000 years old, 2,000 years old. We do see such trees. Now, we cannot become a tree wherein we are going to live for 2,000 years. But as a human being, if you are going to touch the 100-year mark itself is a big achievement for us. But if you look at 1,000 years ago or maybe 2,000 years ago, there were saints who were living for nothing less than 200 to 300 years was very common. But today we are not able to even reach 50 years. Like yesterday, you would have seen like Shane Warne, the spin bowler from Australia, 52 years, suddenly just had a massive attack and then he passed away. And just day before yesterday, I did hear from one of my friends in Alistair. This guy was 28 years old and out of the blues, and suddenly he had a massive heart attack 2 days ago. And then, of course, he was vaccinated 28 days ago. And then, nobody knows what exactly happened, but an healthy guy, he just passed away. Now, in this reality of life, we do have a lot of challenges, and then it is difficult for us to just find one solution and say, okay, fine, this is going to help me, and then I'm going to become more healthier. It's not. It's a very, very simple situation that you need to keep your roots very strong. If you can keep your roots strong and then you build the trunk of the tree much more stronger, as I go through the slides, you will see. Definitely you'll be able to understand. Now, your tree of life is in your hands only. As see this beautiful, it's big, hold in the hand, right? But what I would say is your life is in your hands only. That's the message I want to give you. So what you need to do, very simple, take the responsibility that it's your life, what you need to do, what you have to learn, how you need to be. Everything is you need to do it. Now take all the measures to yourself first. That means you need to see how your body is functioning, what exactly is your body speaking to you. Of course, there is a lot of situation where your body gives you signs and symptoms, means it tells you, hey, I'm not okay, you need to rest, you might be feeling sleepy, you better take rest. All these the body will be telling you. You feel thirsty, you need to drink water. But thirsty is a situation many of us don't even bother, number one. Number two, thirsty is a situation where that means already the water is depleted a lot, and that's where the body is telling you to drink a little bit water. But whatever you're drinking is not sufficient enough to quench the thirst, because you can quench the thirst, but your cellular dehydration which is happening, how are you going to do clear that? For that, unless you do constantly drink little amount of water in a constant manner the whole day and hydrate yourself, that is when you will be able to give the best to your body. Now take all the necessary steps to learn what is good for your own self. That means what food you need to eat, what time you are going to sleep, how you are going to avoid the phone radiation, how much of phone usage, how much of computer usage, how much of vehicle usage, what kind of exercise. It's you who have to plan it up. Of course, there's a lot of information, pick it up, but at the end of the day, you need to decide everything on your own. Take responsibility. Now, there is a very beautiful saying that wise men learn by others' mistake, fools by their own. Many of the time I see human beings, they are, I wouldn't say they are fools, but their ignorance is something which actually puts them into a lot of problem. And then finally, when they land up in a problem, they're not able to come out. It's like a mudsling where they go inside, they cannot come out. They are stuck actually. So you need to have a proper practice, proper protocol for your own self, right from waking up in the morning to your breakfast, to your quantity of food, what you eat, the kind of food, what you eat, the types of food, what you eat, and what time you go to bed. All these plays a very, very important role, and there should be a protocol. Like for example, if you see a tree uh, in the daytime, what the tree does, of course it picks up all the sun rays, and then it does all the nutrition, picks it up, and then prepares itself. But at night time, whatever carbon dioxide we have given out, it picks it up and then converts it into oxygen and then gives it back. Now, do you think that if every tree is going to ask us, okay, sir, I'm giving you this amount of oxygen, can you pay me money for it? Are we going to do that? But you would have seen during the COVID situation that a lot of hospitals, you would have heard where there is less of oxygen, not in Malaysia, but there are other countries where you would have noticed that lack of oxygen, people were dying, and the hospital were charging exorbitantly. All this while, even though oxygen is freely available in the universe, but still we are paying for the oxygen. When you go to a hospital and when the doctor puts you on an oxygen, they charge you. But a tree which gives you oxygen, so the trees around us, it doesn't charge you. So like that, if you look at, there are a lot of things we can learn from the beautiful tree. And you need to have a proper discipline towards your roots, your trunk, and your crown of life. Now, what is all this all about? If you see the tree, it is divided into three parts. One is the roots, which is the lower one. The second one is your trunk. The third one is a crown. The same thing goes with all of us as well. We do have our roots and we do have our trunk. The trunk is basically our physical body, and our emotional being is the trunk actually. The remaining part of the tree, the crown of the tree, is all whatever we have, our education, our finances, our wealth, our properties, degrees, all this comes into the crown. Now, at the end of the day, you can have a biggest crown in the world, but is it useful? Is it useful? How is it useful? If you look at the tree, of course, the tree doesn't eat the fruit. The flowers, the tree doesn't use the flowers. It's only we human beings pluck the fruits and we are eating. So in the same way, if you look at our evolution, you can look at human beings. There's a lot of evolution which has been happening when compared to thousands of years ago. Now, of course, we have started walking in front, but as things change, can you see we have gone back to sitting once again? You see the third photograph here, the person is already sitting down, and then because now we are all computer oriented, that means even now the Zoom meeting what we are conducting, it's the same thing. but no choice what to do. There's a lot of rules and regulation restrictions for us not to go out and conduct the meetings in a bigger form. Now this is what we are going to do, but what is happening is as we sit down, there are a lot of things at the fingertips you can do, but there are a lot of diseases which is also comes in, and we have to pay the price for sitting down and working in a single place. But those days people used to walk from one place to another place. Of course there will be a lot of energy being burnt out, the metabolism being better, and interacting with people. Can you believe the interaction with live human beings is much more beautiful than what we are doing on a Zoom, wherein everything is hidden there, but you can see the person, but nothing like seeing the person in real and then discussing and sharing of information. I really miss all this beautiful journey. Coming back to our tree, of course, our life also is being divided into our roots, human life roots, the trunk. Then, of course, we are talking about the crown, which is the fruits, which is all our degrees. And now, if you look at the root of the trees, is very, very important for the tree. If there are no roots, of course, the tree doesn't grow, isn't it? Now, very important for a root to grow is there must be a soil, isn't it? If a soil is there, only the tree can be planted or a tree can grow from there. In the same way, for we human beings, we also need a space like Mother Earth. This is a place we are born. So we have a beautiful place. Now, this is the whole universe is a place for us to ground ourselves. The earth is the place where we can do the grounding, the rooting, all this can be done. Now, when you're going to do the rooting, what is happening is, if the roots can spread in the soil, must be good with good nutrients and water supply. Can you see this? There needs to be a water supply. If there is a drought-like situation, of course, the tree dies and then it falls off. So water plays a very, very important role in the tree growth. But on the other side, when you look at our situation also, our roots needs to be stronger. So we need to have a proper family background with the surrounding living condition, a proper education, proper nutrition. Water plays a very, very important role for our existence of keeping our roots stronger. Water plays such an important role. It is an essential nutrient for every function, every cellular function of our body. And in our life path also becomes very beautiful when we have proper rooting. So that means if you have everything in life, it's so beautiful. But there are a lot of human beings out there who cannot afford for a single meal, who cannot afford a potable drinking water. There are a lot of human beings, but we are blessed living in a city life, and of course living in a country like Malaysia with all the facilities down here. It is good. So we need to say a lot of thanks, and we send a lot of gratitude to the universe and to God that they have given us one of the best for us to live on this platform Earth. Now, on the other side, when you see, if there is a proper rain, that is where the water comes into the picture, wherein there must be proper rain. That is when the trees can grow, and stronger the root, stronger the tree, and it is much, much stable. In the same way, when you're looking at the human roots, our principles are also, there are a lot of principles. We need to have a proper rooting, proper methodology, proper understanding of our body, and then only we will be able to have a proper grounding. And once we have a proper grounding, now what is the next situation is, of course, if you see the trunk, wider the trunk, stronger the tree, isn't it? But just imagine the same human being, if he is wider like a tree, wider, that means huge body. A person who is supposed to be 60 kgs, now just imagine he's around 120 kgs wider. Is it good? No, it is not good. But for a human being, you need to have a stronger physical body. Now, for stronger physical body plays a very, very important role for you to do your day-to-day work, right from driving your car to waking up and walking and going. All these needs your physical strength. But there is something which we all would have seen is, as we age, when we are reaching around 30-40 years and above 50 years, what happens is, things tend to slow down. Now, why is that slowing down? Is, of course, the cells are dying, the regeneration of cell is not happening, and the nutrition part of what you ate 50 years ago, the same nutrition is not there now. We are eating a chunk of food, but at the end of the day, there is not much of nutrition. You would have seen a lot of people coming and selling now organic tomatoes, organic vegetables, organic fruits, and it's quite pricey actually. So when you're looking at that, yes, we have to adjust and adapt to the newer situation where we need to balance and move forward. But here we have something like the vegetables which we normally buy definitely contains a lot of pesticides. Now, how are you going to clean the pesticides? This is where we have terahertz water, resonated water, which is so beautiful that when you soak the water in terahertz thing, automatically your vegetables gets cleansed. It is fantastic, good enough. So that means for you to have a stronger physical body, water plays a very important role. Then your nutrition. But there's something very important. I felt that our body needs to be stronger. Is the second one is your stronger emotional body. Emotions, because most of the time we get emotional, for every damn thing we start reacting. Every as of now, you would have seen a lot of turmoil going on in Ukraine, and then even yesterday I was seeing in the WhatsApp wherein some of our students, medical students, stuck there and they are crying and they are telling we are stuck here. The whole thing is sick. They can't come out. They don't have food. It really pains that a situation something like this happening. But you and me, we are all sitting down there. How can we help them? Of course, we cannot take a flight and go down there and pick them up and come down. It's the government, they have to do. I think the government also will do whatever necessary things to bring back our students. But at the end of the day, how emotionally strong are these beautiful children who are stuck down there? Now, if you are emotionally strong, definitely you will be able to win over the situation, probably get the help at the right time, and then we will be able to evacuate them and then bring back them. But for this, you need to have a very, very strong emotional coefficient. It's also called a EQ. So in that way, building up a proper emotional coefficient plays a very, very important role. And we need to start as young as possible. If you're talking about emotion, is basically energy in motion. So what kind of energy are you giving? Is it a positive note of an emotion are you giving, or it's unfavorable negative emotions are you giving? The more you give positive emotion, the more positive effect it will give, because it's an energy. You're actually creating an energy for yourself. And when you look at most of the human beings, we are very beautiful. We are very good in creating a negative emotional situation and dialogues to verbal commands. What we give is all negative emotions. And a lot of unfavorable comments we'll be giving. We are thinking that we are just giving a comment or thinking about it. But let me tell you, this kind of words or even thinking itself, it sends, you are sending that signal to the universe, and then that signal comes back to you in the same form as what you give. So it's an equal and opposite reaction which happens from the universe. So you have to be very, very careful. What kind of emotions are you giving? Now, the most beautiful part I need to give clue on this emotion is water plays a very, very important role, and water takes up your emotions. And imagine your body is 70% of water. With 70% of water, and you just imagine from morning until evening, you're going to talk about, let's assume that you're going to talk about the Ukraine war, which is going on, and talk about Putin, or talk about the US, talk about the NATO or the European countries, talk about France or Israel. You can talk. What is the end result? If you are happy talking about it, yes, it's okay. But at the end of the day, you and I sitting down here, we just cannot do anything down there because we don't make any decisions for the situation. But at the end of the day, what we can do is we can do some prayers, say to the universe, please help those beautiful souls down there. Of course, even whether you pray, you don't pray, what is happening? The reality is something different. What reality is that people are dying there. So many soldiers are being killed. So many civilians are being killed. So many hospitals are bombarded. So many people have become homeless. So many people have become refugees. Just imagine in the month of February, first week for 5th or the same day, if you're looking at the 6th of February, they wouldn't have imagined that today they are all homeless. Their home has been destroyed. Now, this is the reality of our life. What is today, tomorrow we may not have. That way, we all have to live moment by moment. That's why I told you the tree is to live every moment by moment, and to the best of our abilities, do your best. Give. It's more of giving than claiming that you have something. So your emotional body, the trunk of the tree is your emotional body needs to be very, very strong. Now, coming back to the crown of the tree, can you see the crown of the tree is so beautiful, isn't it? The crown is with a lot of leaves, a lot of fruits, a lot of flowers. Now, all these are also useful, isn't it? Even on a hot sunny day, you want to just go and rest under a tree. It's so cool. You can just rest under a tree. Isn't that beautiful that a tree can give you a shelter for you to stay down there? And there are a lot of animals living on the trees, a lot of birds. In fact, I hear whenever I go out, there's a beautiful tree down here, and the evening by 6 o'clock, you can see all the birds come back to their home. They'll be sitting, I think, nothing less than around 100 to 200 birds in that small tree will be sitting down there. But early morning, 5:30, they are all awake and they are already gone. None of the birds are there. Now, when you look at, they have a routine, they have a protocol, they have a proper mechanism of working. But you and me, when I ask someone, hey, what time do you get up? They say, doctor, I get up at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I don't know. How can we do that? We need to have some principles in life. We also should have some basic protocols in life. Waking up early is the most beautiful thing, and everyone should do that. So in our crown of life, what you need to do is we have to be useful in many ways to the fellow human beings. Whatever way, like for example, if you're an educated person in a particular field, what you need to do, if you can share that knowledge to your fellow beings, please do that. If you have earned a lot of money, start giving it up. Just start donating. We all can do that. What you have, you can donate. You can do a lot of social services, free services. But for this, our crown need to be very good, isn't it? For that, your roots has to be good. If your roots has to be good, then automatically your trunk has to be good. You need to take care of it. The moment you take care of your trunk and your roots, then your crown is something which you can handle it more easily. Now, if you look at the world population, it's only 3 to 5% of the world population have a beautiful crown and they have everything and they're able to do everything in turn. It's only the 3 to 5% of the remaining. If you look at the 80% of the people are, the roots are very, very fragile and not well rooted. Of course, they are born, they will be living like a tree. They won't have any fruits in their tree and they won't have any flowers in the tree. They won't have any leaves in the tree. It's more like a dead living being. There are a lot of people living down there. But in my journey, I would definitely let you know that being born as a human being is a most precious gift for us. So you need to utilize every opportunity in whatever little ways you can. Start looking into it and the universe will automatically give you. The best example I can give you, for example, you may not have some financial abundance. It's okay. But you just imagine for one day you're going to say, Yala, doctor, I don't have money, what to do? It's very difficult in Malaysia. It's difficult. We don't have finances. Yes, we can listen and then we can probably have a little sympathy towards you. But just imagine if you're going to talk the same thing every day for some time, maybe a week's time, 2 weeks' time, no money, no money. You're actually sending that kind of vibration to the universe. So what we need to do is, of course, there will be a question coming back. Doc, I don't have. That's what I'm telling you. I don't have. Yes, you don't have. But what is that you have? What you need to do? Whatever you have. Don't you have 5 ringgits, 10 ringgits? Little money you have? Yes, you must be having. What you need to do? Be thankful for that. Be grateful for that. The moment you be thankful for what you have, what you don't have will automatically be blessed to you. If you believe in God, God will do is God also from above will be seeing you and saying, this fellow doesn't have money, but he never even complains. He never blames anything. He goes on thanking me and thanks. He says, just thank you all the time. So what God also will do, he will think, okay, I need to help this guy. So he will try to help you through another fellow human being because God cannot come directly and help you. So what he will do is he will bring another person in your life and that person will say, hey, come look, there is a business down here. If you can do this, I will help you. I will invest. You just come down and help me. Probably you just speak to your friends. So like this, there will be some opening for you to move forward. So this is how you, the way every day, whether you like it or not, create a very, very positive positive atmosphere to your own self first before you even talk about what you don't have. Saying that What exactly is the message of the tree which is giving you? When the water enters the root, now this is a very important information I'm sharing with you. The water enters the roots, then to the trunk, and then to the crown of the tree. What happens? Do you think the tree will be thinking, aha, I have drank the water, now I'm going to get the fruits or flowers? Or if the plant is infected, or with the insects which infects, it will all be cleared, or the diseases, in other words. So what I'm trying to tell is, we are the only human beings, the only beings under the sun. The moment we drink water and we are looking at the disease to be cleared, the disease to be healed, everything we want to clear it up, but we don't understand that the disease by itself doesn't come just like that. You are the reason for the disease to come down there. It is your ignorance, it is what your protocols of your life has been like that. That is where you are not able to face the situation. Of course, you can blame the situation. For example, if you're going to blame the external environment, that it is very polluted, cannot live here, then go and live in a village. Go to a kampung and live. Who is asking you to live in the city? Nobody is requesting you. But you want to live in the city. Of course, we have to pay the penalty in some way or the other way, right? But the body is a very beautiful instrument where it can heal itself. What you need to do is just give little bit of support to it, just little support. It's not asking you to do some big favors. If you can spare 1 hour every day, a little bit for your own self, for a proper breathing, proper exercise, proper nutrition, proper drinking of water plays a very, very important role. Now, this is where you need to go for human beings as well. You need to drink water for your existence. Please don't drink water for curing a disease. Don't do that. Disease is something it has come out because of your negligence or ignorance, or over a period of time. It can be genetic or it can be acquired. It doesn't matter, but it has happened. Now, what you need to do, you just need to work on yourself, look at your own self and see, how can I heal myself? If you can heal yourself through the energy, through the sound, through your nutrition, through your regular protocols of waking up and then doing proper exercise, definitely you will be able to move forward. So when you drink water for existence, what will happen is, I'm just giving you just a picture. Now let's assume that you're having diabetes and then you're going to drink that as water. Now for you, of course, when you're drinking the water, of course, it's a very beautiful feeling that you want to get healed. It's a something every human being wants it. But what I would request you is, drink the water and say thank you to the water that today God has given you the blessing for drinking terahertz water. Of course, not everybody are blessed to have a terahertz water. It's only few souls who are able to. Now, if you are able to drink the terahertz water, it's a very beautiful blessing for you. Say thanks for it. So the moment you drink the water and saying thank you, thank you, thank you, and drink the water, the universe from above there will be looking at, this guy has a diabetes, has so much of complication inside his body, and this fellow is just drinking the water and saying so much of thanks. So what will happen? That positive vibration, the positive compassion which you're giving to your own self, it goes inside. The moment it goes inside, the cells pick up that compassion. Now, don't you think your cells are intelligent enough to give some healing for yourself? Don't you think your diabetes can be helped to probably control the disease? Yes, it can happen. But for that, you have to work for it. But the moment you start complaining about the situation and then say, Yalla, after I drinking this water, I'm having all this problem, do you think the water is going and creating with a problem? No. It is because there are some situation which is already existing there, and then this goes inside, definitely there is a problem. But I'm not saying here that whatever we are doing is right. Definitely we need to look at, there are some situations, but when you're drinking the water, it will help you. Most of the time, let me tell you, it will help you. So what you need to do is feel the bliss within you, feel the blessing within you. And then when you start drinking water, then when you start eating your food, and when you're just silent, just be in that silent mode for some time and be thankful, have a lot of gratitude. So when you do this, let me tell you, all the healing energies will come to you. Everything will start falling in place. So you have to drink water for existence. For your existence also, if I say that 80% of the world population, we are not drinking sufficient amount of water, and secondary to that, there are a lot of diseases happening. There are a lot of problems happening. I wouldn't say diseases. There are a lot of problems happening because of lack of water. So now what shall we do? Shall we drink water? Shall we take the step that drinking sufficient amount of water is the first stepping stone for you to start going into the healthy journey. Now, how healthy are you? Most of us will be thinking, if your body can heal thyself, that means from the external threats, then your body is very healthy. Absence of a disease is not a sign of good health. Very, very important. This is a very important information because most of the people at the age of 50 years, say, doctor, I'm very healthy, I have no problem, everything okay. They think only diabetes coming in, then it is a disease. Blood pressure coming, then it is a disease. Or heart problem coming, then it. No, there are a lot of metabolic situations your body is going through, and then definitely there is some uneasiness going on in your body, but you may not recognize it or you may not notice it. So what you need to is a balanced body, mind and soul, both spiritually, financially and socially. You need to be healthy. It's a package. It is not just one. If you're looking at only healthy body, it doesn't work that way. You need to have a healthy energies. You need to have a wealthy lifestyle. You need to have that wealth of everything down there in abundance. Now, abundance will come only when you put in a lot of gratitude, a lot of being thankfulness to the situation. The gratitude, automatically the abundance will start flowing. Now, when you're talking about the roots of the tree, I would say the cells of your body is something like the roots of your tree. You need to have, I'm talking about the physical body. So when you're talking about the cellular health, if your cells are healthy, your tissues are healthy. If your tissues are healthy, your organs are healthy. If your organs are healthy as a whole body, you are very healthy. So you have to look at who is going to check the cellular health for you. Most of us, what we are doing in the blood test is your organ level. So here you need to look at, if there is somewhere you can get your cellular health check, please do it and then get your cellular, then you know. Now, cellular health, if you're looking at, there are almost 800 factors which are affecting your health, 800. Out of that, just in 2022, I can say we have found around 150 varieties of factors we are able to pick up. We still are lacking behind around 650, still don't know. Those factors we don't know. But the 150 we know, if we can correct it, definitely it gives a helping hand for us to become more healthier. So the cellular health plays a very, very important role in our journey. Now, for the cellular to be healthy, also your mindset, the way you think, the way you do your things plays a very important role, because cell by itself is another universe. One cell is one universe. So imagine you're having 50 trillion cells. So how many universe you have in your body? 50 trillion universe you have in your own self. And you are thinking that whatever education you have, whatever money you have, you think very big. It's all outside. Now, can you make your own cell, each cell, wealthy, healthy? If you can do that, 70% of your cells, if they're healthy, you can lead a healthy lifestyle. 30%, it's still okay. Balance this side, that side, it's still okay. Because nobody can be 100% perfectly very healthy. We will go through the aging process. We will die one day, and we will face some situations of diseases someday or the other day. It can be a physical deterioration. It is a situation, but it will be a gift if you can be more healthier all through your life and then take care of it. Why not? So in that way, cellular health plays a very, very important role in your life. Please look into it. And water is a very, very integral part of our life and our body. Now, drinking the appropriate, please listen to this, drinking the appropriate amount of water with the right properties and the molecular structure can assist your body to heal. Now here I have not put the word, it will cure your disease, it will heal. So healing is something which means it has to work at the cellular level for you to retain back the original cell health. It has to work for it, right? It is your body who has to work. It is not you. Just because you're thinking that you want to clear your diabetes, you think your diabetes will be cleared. No, the cells in your body has to do its job. Now, for the cells to do its job, your epigenetic factors, which is I told you around 150 we have found, it's important for you to eat the right nutrition, remove all the toxins which is there in your body. You know how much of, especially your worms in your body, how frequently do you deworm yourself? Adults, I have never heard. I see so many people, but everybody will say, no, doctor, I have never taken a deworming tablet, because we have been told that only children have worms and then we give the deworming tablet to them. But when we do our hair analysis, we see that even adults have worms in their intestines. So we do deworming for most of the adults. When we see them, we do deworming for them. Now, it's a coexistence of the bacteria, the viruses. It's there inside our body. Thousands and thousands are there inside. We don't know. They're all coexisting, happening happily, moving forward. But if there is something goes beyond a little certain limits, for example, the bad bacteria inside your stomach goes a little more than, then automatically you will get stomach infection. Then automatically your sugar metabolism is not okay. Then automatically you become very moody. Automatically your sleep will be disturbed. Can you imagine a gut system has a problem? You can face situation in the other areas of your body as well, because gut plays such an important role, an integral part for you to be a healthy individual. So taking care of your gut plays a very, very important role. And in that, drinking sufficient amount of water also plays a very, very important role. Now, as you all know, once again, just for newcomers here, water carries the nutrients to all the cells of our body and the oxygen to our body and to our brain. Then water allows the body to absorb and assimilate the minerals, vitamins, amino acids, glucose, and other substances. And water flushes out toxins and waste products. Very, very important. So if you don't drink sufficient amount of water, how are the toxins going to be thrown out? Now, the moment I say water flushes out the toxins and waste, everybody will be thinking immediately their heavy metal toxins, which is already there inside the body, will be cleared. No, it doesn't happen, especially when you're talking about heavy metals. It needs your liver to be very healthy. Your liver needs almost 35 vitamins and minerals for it to work, do the flushing system. Now, the same way, if you're looking at, for example, I'm just giving an example. You just imagine a water flushing system in your toilet. Now, what are the gears down there, right from the gear to push the water down? If you imagine and think, there is one lever down there, and that another goes down there, and another thing, it pulls the thing up and the water flushes out, and then once again it goes back, and there's an automatic system where the water flows into your system down there, and then after the water fills, it automatically stops. Now, for one flushing system for our toilet to have, we have so many mechanisms. Now, don't you think in our body also, when it has to throw all the unwanted flush system to throw out, how many mechanism has to work? It has our own body has its own intelligence, has its own way of doing things. So only thing you have to give the appropriate necessity things to your body. The body will do its job. You don't have to work for it. You don't have a switch for it to go and put on the switch and say, okay, now I'm switching on the flushing system. Let all the flushing system happen. No. Even to go to for your bowel movement, unless you have a bowel reflex in the morning, you won't go to toilet. You won't even feel like passing your bowel movements. That's the state of ours. But we think that we know everything, we can do everything. No, your body is intelligent enough. Only thing, you are not intelligent enough to understand the body, how it works. So from today, what you need to do is understand your body first, how it works. Just relax yourself, close your eyes and see how your heart is pumping the blood, how it beautifully goes to all the parts of your organ. You know, how beautifully every cell then immediately picks up the oxygen from the blood, and then it utilizes oxygen, and how the nutrition goes inside through the body, through your blood system, and then, helps your cells to become healthier. These are all something amazing in God's creation, and we don't even have time to think of all that. Every day, one time at least, if you think all these, let me tell you, you will feel so happy that you have such a beautiful, fantastic, highly intelligent body you have. But today in Ukraine, you will be seeing they are using all the high-tech planes, warplanes, warships are down there. Nothing is high-tech than your own body. This is something I have realized, that nothing more beautiful than your own body. It's the human brain which created that such high-tech machines. But we ourselves are a wonderful, very high-tech machines. And when you have within yourself, realize that and then start taking care of it. Taking care of your body plays a very, very important role. Now, then water helps to regulate your body temperature. Now, in this COVID 2 years, I'm actually fed up. Wherever you go, they'll bring that temperature checking, and then they'll check your temperature. I ask, why are you checking? They'll say, we check your temperature. For what? If it is normal, they will think we are normal. That means there's no COVID. But it's become a norm everywhere. Wearing a mask and moving around everywhere, checking of the temperature, showing the Maisa Jatra. What to do? We have to do that. We have no choice. We as citizens abide the rules and regulations, follow it up. So water helps to regulate your body. So drink sufficient amount of water. Other functions, of course, if you can see the moistening of eyes, nose, mouth, lubricating of your joints, the digestion. So a lot of functions are there when you are drinking sufficient amount of water. On the other side, if you don't drink water, what happens? There's something called dehydration. Hydration is water going inside. D means coming out. So when there is dehydration, what happens? It only takes 2% loss of water content in our body and you start feeling thirsty. Now, once you are at this point of the body is already in a state of dehydration. But many a times the cellular dehydration goes very, very unnoticed. So what you need to do is, when there is a cellular dehydration, what happens? It affects your metabolism. Metabolism, it can be your sugar function, your glucose metabolism, your diabetes. If I'm going to talk disease, diabetes. But if you're talking about your kidney health, if you're talking about the intracellular fluids, there is a balance happening there that gets disturbed. Then the waste products or the solids gets retained inside your cell. Imagine if your dustbin in your office, you don't clear it up for 1 week or 2 weeks, what happens? If you're putting all the food products, it will start smelling, but if it's just the paper, it's still okay. But once it's full, you need to throw it out, isn't it? The same way, if your toxic, whatever it collects, waste products is not thrown out, how your body is going to redo the work for next day. So we need to. In the same way, if you look at our liver, it starts functioning at around 10 o'clock at night time. Now imagine it needs to detox, it needs to do its throwing of all the waste products, and 10 o'clock nobody goes to sleep. Now what happens? The liver will be thinking this fellow is not sleeping anyway. Anyway, I have still another few, maybe 1 hour until this guy goes to sleep. Then only I will start doing the detoxification, because it might be thinking this fellow is not keeping quiet now. Ultimately, he will go eat supper now at 10 o'clock. He'll go whack some food. He'll go open the fridge and eat something. So let me not do the because once the detoxification happens, starts, the liver cannot do the job of the digestion, where the digestive enzyme from the gallbladder, all this has to come. It cannot do. So it will wait. So like that, there are a lot of things our body, if there is a way your body has to speak, it will give one slap on you and tell, hey, you better stop this. If your kidney feels that it needs water, right? It will give one slap on you and say, hey, better drink water. What are you doing? If you drink water only, I'll be able to do all the cleansing process. You're not doing it. Your liver also will be telling, hello boss, if you don't drink water, how am I going to push out all the toxins? So the same way, if your water content is low, also your gut, your intestines, it cannot move your bowels. That's why a lot of people are having constipation. It's because you're not drinking sufficient amount of water. So please do look into this. Dehydration is not a disease by itself, because it goes unnoticed. So you better hydrate yourself with the required amount of water. And of course, you dehydrate, your brain functions also are affected. Imagine if your brain functions are affected and you're driving your vehicle, you'll be like a moron driving and something. So instead of applying the brakes, you'll be giving an accelerator and an accident. All these are all simple things. What I'm talking may not make sense in this situation, but there are a lot of problems we are facing, because we cannot, like an accident happens, nobody is going to check the person whether this person was dehydrated, whether his mind was working properly or not, whether his brain, nobody is going to do that. What happens? Accident, finish. After that, what we need to do, we need to do. So in that way, better hydrate yourself by drinking sufficient amount of water. And now the latest, of course, we are talking about terahertz resonator, which is available right now in Malaysia, and it is being used in a lot of aviation industries, the 6G mobile. Our feature for doctors, of course, we are looking at our X-ray, MRI, and to detect the fake medicines, especially in customs and all. It's fantastic. So looking at the duplicate screening of duplicate products or forfeited products. But here today we are talking about water, and we have an instrument where it's used to resonate, and then after resonating, the properties of the water is changed. So what happens when you are using, it's a low frequency. Why low frequency is good? Because our cells are also working at a low frequency. And for ages, years, millions of years, our cells have been working with a low frequency only. Imagine around 100, 200 years ago, we didn't have an X-ray machine, we didn't have mobile phones, we didn't have radiation, all these were not there. So our cells were more healthier. But today, when we are living in a city, we are bombarded with a lot of electromagnetic field, then electricity, then holes for your cellular transmission. All these are there. So these are all affecting our health. But when you're talking about our terahertz resonated, it becomes a linear. That means the water molecules are all linear, and our terahertz, if you're looking at the way the machine works, it varies from 0.6 to 1.4 terahertz, and the average is 0.96 terahertz is the wave which our resonator is emitting out. And what are the way the low frequency? Now the low frequency, as I told you, it varies between 0.5 to 15 hertz vibration, that frequency. And our living cells is between 0.3 to 13 hertz, and the brain cells is resonating between 0.3 to 30 hertz. Now, when we resonate water with low frequency, what happens is it changes the water molecule, and transmission of information is easier to control the metabolic activities and maintain a healthy environmental of the body to achieve health and self-healing. Now, this is where you need to understand that if you have a disease, by drinking this water, what happens is there is it makes a healthy environmental for the body to achieve self-healing. So you have to allow your body to self-heal. But if you're already, your body has a lot of metabolic issues, now you need to give some time for your body to revert back to normal so that it can give you the healing properties. Now, other than that, if you look at the low frequency resonance can help to remove harmful chemicals and harmful magnetic radiation, and also rewrite the harmful messages of water molecule which is already existing. When you drink this water, it can rewrite something also beautiful. And also when you are using a low frequency water molecule, it can be boiled, it can be put under X-ray machine. For example, if you are having cancer and then you're supposed to go for a radiation therapy and you're drinking terahertz water, it's definitely good for you, because you will be protected a little bit when you're drinking this water in terms of rays coming and hitting you. Definitely radiation is not good for your normal cells, but you will be protected to a certain extent. And if you look at the healthy cells, when there is a frequency of 7.5, frequency enhances good health, cell viability is there, and our frequency of the resonated water is 7.6. So when you're looking at this, it can inhibit the tumor. So this is where you're looking at cancer cells inhibition, and then many people can get the benefit of healing, especially when they're having cancer, with drinking terahertz water. Now it changes the viscosity, which is almost 680 times more viscous, so it's more slippery, it's more beautiful. Hydrogen bonding also opens up to almost 6 to 10 degrees, and then the water becomes more active. Cell absorption increases by 3 times. And now, of course, the good news is if we can resonate the oil, it can reduce the absorption of the oil by almost 19% of the cooking. So that means if you're going to use 1 liter of a normal oil, cooking oil, for 1 month, and you resonate the oil and then you're going to reuse it, what will happen is probably you'll be using it for 1 month and 10 days, or 5 days to 7 days. So it will be, that means you'll be using less amount of water, less amount of oil. And in that way, resonating the oil is another wonderful mechanism we have. We can use our terahertz resonator. Resonating water also helps for the intestinal health of good bacteria. Now with this, it's something amazing that we all have this. This is just for information. There is something called easy water, which is called the H3. We all know is H2O is our normal water, but there is something called easy water, which is H3O2. H3O2 water has got wider angulation, and then it has got a lot of good properties. And Terra has also more or less has all those beautiful properties of the easy water. Now, finally, when you look at the benefits, let's look at the benefit. By drinking the resonated Terra's water, helps to hydrate 3 times faster, assist in optimal absorption, helps to normalize the circulatory system, supports the powerful antioxidant effect, vital biofield communication by energy fields, aids in promoting healthy intestinal flora, supports optimization of nutrients and vitamins availability in our body, shown to display antibacterial, antifungal properties, supports natural skin hydration and collagen production. So it's just a few what I have mentioned it. There are a lot of other benefits which you have when you're drinking this resonated water. And it's something like this wherein so drinking the water, your resonated water, whereas it's a supportive tool in today's life and today's journey of life. So such of those you are using it, look into it. Such of those who have not bought the machine, look into it. Please look, procure one. If you cannot buy it, still okay. There are a lot of people who can assist you in giving a resonated water. You can buy from them. And at the end of the day, there will be a lot of benefits. If you can drink for 3 to 6 months, you will definitely get the benefits. But of course, finally, we don't claim as a medical fraternity, we don't claim that water is going to cure diseases. We are not. But definitely it can assist, as I told you. Instead of cure, I would say it can heal your body, heal your cells. So look at healing, and there definitely there will be a lot of healing benefits. So with this, the take-home message, what I will wish to give you is, life is like a tree. Nourish yourself and be automatically be the donor of what you have and not the owner of what you have. Because a lot of people say, I am the owner. Yes, you are the owner. Very good. But be the donor. Donor is something where you give a lot of things to the universe, and we as human beings, we can donate. And here on the Terra's platform, a lot of people are donating water, so you also can be one among them. And life is definitely very beautiful to live to the fullest potential. Drinking water, to hydrate your body, and take care of your physical body and your emotional well-being, which is the trunk of your tree. And the roots is very, very important. Your basic principles of life is very, very important. Your emotional makeup, your mindset, all these are all the roots of your body. Please keep it very strong and then start working on it. And until I see you back again, have a wonderful weekend and then a week ahead. And let's all live a very beautiful life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prabhu. It's really a fantastic sharing. Okay. Yeah. You have talked about the tree of life, and you compare it to our crown of life. It's really such an opening knowledge for us, and to be aware of our body. Yes, water is an integral part of our life, as you mentioned. And drinking the appropriate amount of water and the right properties and molecular structure can assist our body to heal. And we are really thankful that we are able to have this terahertz water, such a good water that benefits every one of us. So do we have any questions here for Dr. Prabhu? There's a question, Doctor. Is it terahertz water will increase the oxygen and mineral from the water after scan? How to prove it?
I think this is the technical department should look into it. But let me tell you what will happen is when you are looking at for example, H2O is, there is an oxygen molecule, isn't it? So when we resonate, of course, the frequency of the water is much lower. That is 7.6. Our frequency is very low. And definitely when you are looking at the oxygenation, it is definitely better than drinking a normal water. But by itself, it will not increase the oxygen because it depends on the environmental oxygen, right? Your body needs oxygen from the environment. So here the water by itself contains an oxygen molecule, but it won't be sufficiently enough like what you breathe in the air. It's different. So here we cannot compare that. But the water quality is definitely, it has an oxygen molecule.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. And Phoebe Mock is asking a question. For people who like to eat fast food and fried food, would it affect how the water interact with such people's body?
All right. Now, this is something wherein the person is accepting that they are drinking, they are eating all the junk food. It is accepted, right? Now, the moment we are talking about the deep fried food or junk food, the water by itself, if you look at, if you're drinking normal water, there may not be much benefits they are going to get. But if you're going to drink terahertz water, I'll just give you an example. Let's assume that we are going to eat one chicken fry, and you're going to eat drink normal water. Now here the normal water may not do any much of job. It will be like a transporting situation. It will go inside, and whatever the unfavorable oily stuff which is there, it will get absorbed, and then the effect will be there. But here when you're drinking a terahertz water, at least it will minimize the negative effects of the whatever you're eating your fried item to a little extent, so that the benefits of consuming that food will be there. So in that way, we need to look at, just give me a minute. Let me stop this. Give me a minute.
Okay. No worry.
Okay, coming back to that chicken situation. So when you're drinking a terahertz water, definitely there is some benefit when you're drinking the terahertz water. Is it will cleanse up that situation of toxic situation. It will be cleaning, but we can't expect you're going to eat the same junk food every day and you're drinking terahertz water every day and expect some good health benefits. Definitely not. It won't be. It's like, a pot of water and you make a hole in it and then you go on filling the water still will be drained out. The same way, you need to change your lifestyle and your food habits. You have to do that.
Okay. And there's one, how to know terrace water device out of service. And that is a technical one, right?
Yeah.
So can we boil terrace water? I think
Absolutely,
that's for
yes.
sure.
Absolutely.
Doctor has mentioned that before. And recently, there are someone who shared that drinking terrace water will help in flushing out kidney stones. How does this terrace water help?
Okay. Very simple. For this, we don't need to have a rocket science. Number one, why do you get a stone formation? It's mostly the calcium oxalate crystals, your uric acid. When your body is very acidic, you are tend to automatically form stones when your body is acidic. But if your body is alkaline, you will not have definitely stone formation. Definitely not when you're drinking sufficient amount of water. Now, when you start drinking terahertz water, definitely there is some dilution happening in your acidity. It's automatic. Now, when there is a dilution happening and you're drinking water, most of them would have experienced when you drink water, you will be passing urine with especially terahertz water. You drink water, you will feel like going and pass because the water gets flushed up. Now, just imagine there is a stone in your kidney. Now, if the stone is very big in size, definitely it may not be able to flush it out. Definitely not, because the water will go and try to push the stone out or dilute it. But there must be little space above the stone for the water to pass. If the water can pass over the stone a little bit very frequently, then automatically the stone will get diluted. It is automatic. So that is how you will see there are people when they drink water, the stones get flushed out. But if you're going to take 10 different people all having stones, one big stone, one medium-sized stone, one small stone, we may not be able to see the same result. So they should not be thinking that, hey, I'm also having a stone and let me drink and then they flush it out. If everybody can do that in hospital, we don't need to have all those high expensive lithotripsy machines, break the laser machines we won't have. But definitely it helps you to dilute it and then make it into smaller and then flush it out. It will do it.
Yes. Recently, I think last year, I also have one testimony. The Filipino mate who has these stones in the kidney, and she passed out the stones, and it's quite big also, but it is very painful and it bleeds. When she passed out the stone, she was very happy, and when she went back to the doctor, the ultrasound or this, and then it has shown, the kidney no more swollen, and the doctor couldn't find any stones in the kidney, and the boss can save quite a lump sum of money. If not, she has to go for the operation. Yeah, Tara's water, it really helps. And there's one.
There's something which here people won't want to know is who cannot drink water? Who cannot drink this water? Yes. Now, this is a question which normally what I would say is, see, every human being, we all need to drink water, 100%, right? We all need to drink water. Now, if it is Tara's water, definitely it's good for you. But definitely I would recommend that if at all, if this person has a problem with the lungs, recently admitted in the hospital, in the ICU, or with a lung condition, or with cardiac problem, or with kidney failure problem, definitely, if at all, if they want to give Tara's water, it's still okay, but the quantity has to be very less. You should find out. For example, the doctor would have told you can only drink 500 ml of water for a lung problem. Okay, because they say the lung is filled with water, you have to wait. Now, in these cases, if you're drinking 500 ml of water, what you can do is 250 ml of Tara's water, 250 ml of normal water. Mix it up and drink it. Now, if they can drink this water for 3 to 5 days, the body starts balancing. Then you can start drinking full Terahertz 500 ml of water. Is not a problem. Because by itself, the water will not cause a problem. But because you already have an existing diseases, you need to be a little careful when you're drinking the water. You start with low amount, lesser amount, and then slowly increase it.
Yeah, that's good. Yes. And isn't it the company should have some kind of testing device to test terahertz water?
Definitely,
and
yes.
Whether the device is good with our next.
Yes, definitely, yes, definitely. I would definitely watch for it. I think we have to get in touch with the company. They have to come out with a device, because many times many people are asking the same question, whether the device can be tested or not. Frankly, because I don't come from the technical department, I won't be able to answer, but definitely we should be able to test it, and then whether the efficacy of the water, efficacy of the instrument is there or not, the company has to look into it.
But I heard before the device will be very costly, isn't it?
Not that very expensive, ma. If you're looking at it's around 30 to 40,000, it is not too expensive. But I think they should look into it to get one and keep it here, because we have to do the testing and tell whether it's working, functioning okay or not. We have to let them know. It should be done.
Yeah. Good
I think I spoke to already George and this one. I think they are looking into it. Let's see how they can help.
Okay, Aaron is asking a question. He said, Doctor, what is the difference between hydrogen water, ionized water, and terahertz water? Have you come across?
What I can say is, see, when you're talking about ionized water is you're passing an electricity through the water and splitting the water into acid and alkaline water. It splits actually. That's basically ionization. That means there is one water which very high hydrogen content. That means the alkalinity is very high. That's what is ionized water. But when you're looking at ionized water, like your Kangen and other, there are a lot of ionized machine available. What will happen is you're basically drinking an alkaline water. You're just drinking an alkaline water. Now, if you're looking at hydrogen water, hydrogen also is something. Right now, there are machines which actually concentrate the water with a lot of hydrogen molecules there. That means the hydrogen is basically on the higher number. So when it is in higher number, they have done a lot of research and they are doing a lot of, there are a lot of testimonies that when you drink a hydrogen water, a lot of diseases are being healed and cured. It is there. See, that's one way of a business module which that particular company has come out. If you look at, there were a few years back, ozone water was very famous. People were selling ozone water. Then came magnetized, MRET water, magnetized water. Then ionized water came in. Now we have a terahertz machine wherein it resonates the water. See, ultimately, when you look at, it's basically the quality of the water, the properties of the water. In that way, if you look at the terahertz resonated water, quality is definitely more. The benefits are more because you are not concentrating the hydrogen there. You are not ionizing there. You're not passing through the electricity into the water. So in that way, terahertz water is just a resonating using a terahertz machine with a low frequency. So the benefits are definitely better in a terahertz one. And of course, someone is asking about the chakras and all. You definitely, it does benefit your chakra balancing, your aura expansion. It does definitely help. Our terahertz water can do that. But these are all additional points. Additional points. I would request, drink the water first and look into the benefits. Kangen water, can it be with terahertz? Yes, definitely. Now, what is happening is, you can resonate any water. You can resonate any water. But here, if you're going to resonate 9.5 pH water, 9.5 pH, it's an ionized water. Now, when you resonate it, definitely it breaks down the molecule into a much more smaller, because an ionized water frequency will be around 50 to 55. That's the frequency. Now, the moment you use a resonator, automatically it will bring down to 7.6. When you're talking about our terahertz, it will bring down to 7.6. Definitely it's better, right? But when you're talking about ionized water, I would prefer or recommend people, please use 7.5 to 8.5 pH is good enough. Don't go to the higher version, because higher version may be good if your body is very acidic. It can be beneficial, but you cannot be drinking that 9.5 pH and resonating it and then drinking it. Because the purpose of our drinking water basically is cellular hydration, cellular nutrition. All this needs to be benefited. Now, on one side, when you're acidic body, you're drinking alkaline water, benefits are there. It's good. But you want to add more benefits, you have to bring down the pH to 7.5 to 8.5, which is normal and good enough, and then resonate it. It is beneficial for us.
Okay. Yeah, I have come across those friends who have this Kangen water. So they also did tell me about the 9.5. So after listening to doctor's advice, I think we would tell them like not to use such a high pH, right?
No, you can use it. I have tried it. Frankly telling you, I have tried 9.5 pH because I do have an ionizer at home. I have tried it. But what happens is, it's nice to drink that water. It's all okay. But in a bigger population, we won't know exactly what's happening. Because for me, I can see what's happening. But I found that just drinking 8.5 pH and then you resonate it is good enough. We don't need to go into a high pH, because the moment you resonate also, it brings down after resonate, when you expose the ionized water, it will bring down the pH. It's automatic.
I see.
So I rather prefer a normal filtered water, and then I resonate is good enough.
Here, Phoebe is asking, what kind of diet goes well with drinking terahertz water to achieve healthy lifestyle for an individual? For example, a vegan, alkaline diet, keto?
No, here what we need to understand is, as a human being, see, we can split the whole thing. Today we are talking about alkaline diet, or we are talking about keto diet or vegan diet. All fine, it is good. But at the end of the day, your body, you need to know what is good for your body. But if you ask me, definitely more of vegetables, like 70% of your diet is vegetarian, is good enough. But the remaining 30% you're going to add on with your non-vegetarian, it's still okay. Because at the end of the day, your body needs what it wants. But if your taste buds cannot be avoided, means you want to eat a non-vegetarian, how can you change such people's diet? I can't change. But for me, I don't eat non-vegetarian, so for me, it doesn't matter. It's okay. But there are people who are used to it, so they can't change their diet. It's still okay, no issues. But push in a lot of vegetables and fruits, because today we are bombarded with too much of free radical damage. I've been speaking about free radical damage. There's a lot of
Yes.
happening. So unless in a non-vegetarian, there is no antioxidant benefits when you're eating a non-vegetarian. You can't. So it's better to have a lot of vegetables and fruits in your diet. Is the simplest way. Now, other than the diet, your regular exercise, your breathing habits, your
Yes,
waking up in the
yeah.
morning, your
Other
mindset,
issues.
what do you talk,
Yes.
what kind of discussion you have every day,
Mhm.
and within your mind, what do you think? Are you positive thinker, or you think negative and emotion of anger, greed, all this comparison is there. Definitely it will be difficult.
Yeah, that's true, doctor. A balance in every,
We need a balance.
Huh?
We need a
Yeah.
balance. Absolutely, we need a
yes,
balance.
in every issue, yes. And here Anthony is asking how to check the serviceability of the terrace water resonating device resonate at 0.96 terahertz.
That the company only has given us a certification that the
Yeah.
average of the machine.
Yes.
But here, if they want, I think they need to call the company and ask them, what is how do they do
Yeah.
that?
Yes, yes. The
But the technical department has to handle. They have to
Yes.
answer them.
Uh-huh. Okay. I think
Thank you.
we
I think Stephen Stephen Tan has raised his hand. Maybe we can just whether he wants to ask anything. Stephen Tan Boon Chew.
Yes. Stephen, anything you would like to ask Dr. Prabhu? Hi, Stephen.
Stephen Tan Boon Chew.
But he didn't on the speaker.
He has not switched on the mic, so it's okay. If there is anything.
Okay.
Anyway, give my number. If he wants to talk to me, I can talk to him. No problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
We
yeah.
will meet again.
Thank
next
you
week.
so much
Thank you.
for your take-home message. Like a tree,
Yes.
nourish ourselves, be the donor of what we have. Yeah. Water charity, right, doctor?
Yep.
And not just to be the owner of what we have, but share the goodness, what we have. And life is beautiful to live. So we need to live it to the fullest. And drinking water to hydrate is so important. As just now doctor mentioned, more than 75% of our world population is dehydrated.
That's quite sad.
Lack of water. So drink more water, especially terrace water. Yeah, and take care of our physical body and our emotional well-being. Yes.
Because this is the trunk of our body, trunk of the tree. Our emotional well-being, very important.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, doctor.
Thank you very much. Good night.
I think that's the end. Thank you for everyone who are present here. We really appreciate our doctor. Let's give him a round of applause again.
Thank you.
Good night, doctor. Thank you. Thank you.